it's Jem here. Thank you for joining me YouTube for Mindfulness Part 1. What is mindfulness? Just to say, there's a fan on in the background, which is why there's a bit of noise. It's just unbelievably hot today, and I'd rather have the fan on with a little bit of noise than be sweating all over the camera and over the microphone and everywhere else. So yeah, that's why I'm doing that. But this video is Mindfulness Part 1. What is mindfulness? So I'm going to be talking about what it is. I'm going to give you a few examples of of how to practice mindfulness, but I'm mainly going to be talking about what it means, rather than doing lots of techniques and things like that, which I'll probably do in the next, well, no, I definitely will do in the next set of videos. But why am I talking about mindfulness on a mental illness vlog? Because we live in such a fast-paced world. We are not taking time to take care of ourselves. We don't have enough well-being to, we're stressed out all the time. We've got work, we've got job, we've got family, we've got money, finance, everything just gets too much, and we're either living in the past or living in the future and not living in the present, and this can make our mental well-being very poor, and it can even help us to develop anxiety, depression and things like that. So we need to talk about mindfulness because we're living in such a fast-paced world. So it can be, but what is mindfulness? This information is taken from NHS Choices website. What is mindfulness? It can be easy to rush through life without stopping to notice. Paying more attention to the present moment, to your own thoughts and feelings and to the world around you can improve your mental well-being. Some people call this awareness mindfulness. Mindfulness can help us enjoy life more and understand ourselves better. But what is it? Mindfulness means knowing directly what is going on inside and outside ourselves, moment by moment. An important part of mindfulness is reconnecting with our bodies and the sensations they experience. So we're talking about our 5 senses here. So it means waking up to sights, sounds, smells, taste and touch of the present moment. So it's not about worrying about that deadline or feeling regretful about that thing that happened in the past. It's not about either of those things. It's about waking up to our senses. So me sitting in this room now, I can say what's going on, I can see what's going on, what can I smell, what can I taste, what can I touch. Do that in your own space, do that in your own environment, especially if you're starting to feel anxious or if you're feeling quite depressed. That is a really good way to just focus in on the present moment by focusing on your 5 senses. Now, an example of this is perhaps going on a mindful walk. And I remember the first time I was learning about mindfulness, this was actually, I thought, a really easy way to kind of understand it, and it's a really good way to start practicing it. I'm not so good now. Like I say, I can give you all wonderful advice, but maybe don't really take it myself. But try a mindfulness walk. So basically, just go outside and use your senses. So perhaps it's summer at the moment. Perhaps you can take your shoes off or your flip-flops off. Maybe like walk on the grass if you've got a little garden or a balcony or anywhere. Just maybe to go outside, because there's a bit more going on outside sometimes than there is indoors. And if you can, just take in as much as you want. The best way I would say to do it is to close your eyes, take a deep breath in. What can you smell? And then open your eyes. What can you see that maybe you hadn't noticed before? Now you've reopened your eyes to be awake to your senses. Can you see different colours on the tree? Can you see funny shaped clouds? Can you see birds flying? Hear a child laughing or something like that? Can you focus in on all your senses and go on a mindfulness walk? It doesn't have to be long. Do 5 minutes if you like. Longer, great. But 5 minutes will really help you to calm down. And this is something that we talked about in the most recent video in panic attacks, is being in the present and focusing on an inanimate object, which I still can't say. And you could do this with this. So what senses? Doesn't smell much. It rattles because there's paper clips in the bottom. And what does it look like? What does it feel like? All of that. Focusing on the present, taking you away from the past, the future, your daily stresses, and just being in the moment. So that's one way. Sorry, that's one example of mindfulness. Another important gosh, I can't speak today. It's too hot. I think that's what it is. It's just too hot. Another important part of mindfulness is an awareness of our thoughts and our feelings as they happen moment to moment. It's about allowing ourselves to see the present moment clearly. When we do that, it can positively change the way we see ourselves and our lives. So let's think about our thoughts and our feelings. So our thoughts, we're sitting there and may have a thought of, that person doesn't like me because I'm stupid and I'm rubbish at everything in the whole world. Okay, you may not say all those things, but that's an example. So this will have an impact on your feelings. You're having these thoughts, negative, negative, negative. They're going to make you feel negative, negative, negative. If you feel sad, if you're having sad thoughts, you may have sad feelings. And on the flip side, you may feel really depressed, really, really depressed, and that is making you have depressed thoughts. So the one works with the other. And if you're paying attention to your thoughts, then you can kind of say, hey, I know that actually is just a thought. It's not a fact. A thought is a thought, not a fact. Something I learned in therapy. And you can say, okay, so this is a thought. Actually, do I need to feel anything about this? Probably not, because actually this is something that I can work on or whatever. It's once you start to notice this pattern that your thoughts and your feelings affect each other, you can then sort of stop it in its tracks by focusing on them and saying, right, this thought is a negative thought. It's making me feel negative. How can I turn it around to make me feel positive? So why are we talking about this? Well, so why are we talking about it on this blog? Because it does help your well-being. Not for everybody, but it does. And it does help me, and it has helped me, and it's helped other people that I know. Hopefully it will be something that helps you. So how does it help our well-being? Mindfulness allows us to become more aware of the stream of thoughts and feelings that we experience, and to see how we become entangled in them. And that's entangled in that stream in ways that are not helpful. So we have this stream of thoughts and feelings, and we can become entangled in it, so much so that it detracts from our daily work, what we're actually doing at that moment. It could be cooking the dinner for the family or something like that, and then you get entangled into this stream of negative thoughts. This could then create a panic attack, severe anxiety. It could make you severely depressed. It could then even make you want to go and hurt yourself, go and self-harm, especially if you have self-harm tendencies. The more we stay in the present, the more we focus on what we're doing and the positive things that we are doing in that moment, the less we're going to feel rubbish about all the external factors. It's our perception of an event that makes the event good or bad. It's our perception of it. So if we're feeling negative, thinking negative, and we're not living in the present, then everything around us is going to feel like an attack, like we have to defend ourselves, and it can become too much. So mindfulness is about focusing on the present. You can either focus on your thoughts, you can focus on your senses, but you can also focus on your breathing. And this is where I would say that mindfulness it's not for everybody. Now, breathing, I've talked about in panic attacks, so please check that out, but I will be doing other videos on breathing. But breathing is another way that you can focus on the present moment, and this goes into the more kind of meditation side of things, which puts a lot of people off, because not a lot of people like to sit there with their eyes shut, sit still and focus on the breathing. Some people, it gives them panic attacks. Some people can feel very lightheaded with the breathing. So it doesn't work for everyone. The thing with mindfulness is, if it works for you, great. Do it, do it, do it, do it, because it's brilliant. But however, if it doesn't work for you, if it brings back stuff, if it triggers stuff, if it makes you feel like you're going to have a panic attack, or makes you feel like you can't breathe, then don't do it. Anything that's going to make you feel more poorly, don't do it. Like I say, mindfulness works for some, but not for everyone. So you could try the sensation things works, or challenging your feelings and your thoughts helps. But maybe the breathing doesn't, or breathing does and the others don't. Whatever you think, whatever works for you, give it a go. And in mindfulness part 2, I'll be going through some ways to actually giving you some examples and giving you some actual practical examples that you can apply in your everyday life. But if you want to do something to take from today, try a mindfulness walk, try focusing on your thoughts and feelings, or maybe even trying a few minutes of deep breathing and focusing on your breath, etc. Whatever you want to do, give it a go. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you've never heard of mindfulness before and this is brand new information, then please comment. If you have practiced mindfulness and you think it's rubbish and you don't like it, please put that in the comments as well, because it may help someone else. Like I say, it's not for everybody, but, you know, give it a go. Yeah, so that's mindfulness. And we got there, even though it's a very, very hot day. But thank you for bearing with. Thank you for bearing with the noise. But I thought the noise might be better than seeing sweat coming down my face. Please put any comments, questions, anything in the space below. Please tell me your experience of mindfulness. Do you do it? What works for you? What doesn't work? You know, can you give any tips to any of the other people in the little blue pot little blue pot community? Whatever you want to tell me, please put it in the space below. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye.